Welcome to Manna at the Tap, a podcast of Tapestry Ministries. Each episode reflects on a daily Bible reading from the Revised Common Lectionary. I'm Gloria, a fellow traveler on a spiritual journey with the Tapestry community, and we refer to the daily Bible reading as our spiritual manna. It nourishes our souls, fostering spiritual growth as we share insights and interpretations that enrich our spiritual lives. Today is Friday, January the 9th, 2026, during the week of Epiphany. The lectionary reading is from the Old Testament, specifically 1 Samuel, starting at chapter 3, verses 10, and continuing to the end of the chapter. In the Tapestry podcast from January the 8th, 1 Samuel chapter 3, verses 1 to 9, describes Samuel as a teenage servant before the Lord. He's guided by Eli, the elderly high priest, who appears to spend his days sitting in a chair while his two sons perform the priestly duties. But Eli's two sons mistreated those who gathered yearly to worship and to make sacrifices to God. They kept the best portions of the meat offered to God for themselves. And although Eli, their father, had been warned many years earlier to discipline them, he ignored the warning. One night, Samuel was lying in his bed when he heard someone call his name. He quickly ran to Eli and said, "Here I am." Eli, however, told him he hadn't called and asked him to go back to bed. This happened two more times, and Eli's reaction stayed the same. "I didn't call you." Eventually, Eli realized that the Lord was calling Samuel. He then guided Samuel on how to respond if it happened again. Once again, Samuel heard his name called. This time, he recognized it as God's voice, not Eli's. His response was, "Speak, for your servant is listening." Now let's proceed with the rest of the story. The next morning, Eli pressured Samuel to tell him exactly what God had said. It was as if he had a premonition that the conversation involved him and might not be favorable. Samuel told him that the Lord said it might surprise the people to learn that Eli and his sons would no longer serve as the priestly family for God's people. And the reason was that Eli knew about his son's sins, but did not address them. Eli was not surprised, and with passive resignation, he said, "Let the Lord do what seems good to him." The Lord was with Samuel as he grew and maintained and remained faithful to God. Each year, when the people gathered to worship and offer sacrifices, they recognized Samuel as a prophet of the Lord, with the Lord revealing himself to Samuel through his word.